because first of all, we're going to hear some music from tonight's guest. Roy Jones of Solver is in the studio here with me. Another Pembrokeshire musician with a perfect pedigree. Oh, yes. Well, that's what he says. Okay, that's the first track this evening from my guest in the studio. It was called Water. My guest is Roy Jones. Welcome, Roy. Welcome to Radio Pembrokeshire.
Thanks. Thanks.
Now, you're currently living in Solver, and you've got a new CD out, or a download, called The Five Elements. Is it a CD and a download? Right?
No, I've just done it as a download this time.
We'll talk about that in a minute, but just put it into context, my two listeners, Sid and Doris Bonkers of Eglwysuru. You've got a long and illustrious background in music. Tell us a bit about that. What happened before you came to Solver?
I don't know if we got time, but yeah, I my first band was Beowulf. Then I had this punk band called Red Beat, and then I sort of went a bit more commercial in the 80s and had this band Red, White and Phoenix. We were massive in Germany. And actually that was around about the time when I started writing some of the songs on this EP, and I performed them live at the time. There was a gig in High Wycombe called Wycombe Live Aid, and I performed the song, one of the songs, Airwaves, and that one, Water, as well. I played that live. I used to hang out with loads of Rastas from Tiger Bay, actually, in my band at that time.
Because you did miss out then in your very brief potted career, there's a lot more to it, that you also played in your brother Howard Jones's band, which many people will know you from. And you're a magnificent keyboard player, and that comes through here. You're also a great singer, and even though you're an older gentleman, you're not as old as me, you've still got a great voice.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, that was how I started out. I actually got signed when I was 15 by this guy, Colin Peterson, who was a drummer in the Bee Gees. And
oh yeah, I remember.
So well, I come from this Welsh family and we were singing like since we were able to sort of eat, really.
Colin Peterson was going bald in the 60s.
He was.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, he was bald. He was bald.
Interesting fact number 69. Let's get on to your download then. So you've got this new release, 5 Elements, which you said you've had hanging around for 30 years, some of it. Yeah. 5 Elements. I didn't think there were 5. What's with that?
Well, the Greeks. I've got earth, air, fire, and water, but the Indians, from the Indian subcontinent, it also had an element of the element of space,
right?
Which they also invented the number 0, and so this idea of space puts a whole different spin on the other 4.
We'll talk about space later on in the programme when we play it. Tell us about water then, the gestation and the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, well, water is it's really about it's about a love affair on one level, but it's also about like the eternal cycles of life, because obviously there's this analogy of water flowing from the mountains to the ocean and then rising up as vapor, falling back on the mountains and then flowing back into the ocean, like this eternal cycle.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and there's the analogy is that kind of love deepens over time, and also that there's life and death is like a repeating cycle. According to my Buddhist beliefs. That's what I think, that we just keep coming back again and again and again, and so it's just like a recycling of energy.
There's endless cycles going on in nature, and water exemplifies one of them, I suppose.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, that's the idea behind the lyrics and everything. But musically, I think we just mentioned there's a reggae lilt about that. I think of the 5 tracks, the 5 elements on this download, there's different things going on in different places. There's a nod to the 80s in some of the synth keyboard sounds, but there's also lots of other stuff going on. Are you conscious of that?
Yeah, well, I was kind of thinking about that, because recently I've been doing lots of dance music. I've been making lots of dance music, but I thought I with this that I would try and look back more at the sort of songwriting in the 1980s. Well, when I started writing some of the songs, but I never completed the idea. I had the idea, but I never actually finished it.
And where can my 2 listeners, Sid and Doris Bonkers of Eglwysuru, get hold of this download, Roy?
Well, it's it's on iTunes, it's on Amazon, it's everywhere. It's Spotify. It's just put it in the internet and it'll.
But you have recorded it under your own name, because in the past you mentioned the other bands from Beowulf and Red Beat. And
No, it's under the name Roy Jones.
Okay, we played Red Beat on here. Anyway, enough of us waffling on. Let's hear another song off the 5 Elements now. I think you've chosen Airwaves. Tell us a bit about that.
This was a song that I performed live back in the 80s. It was around the time of Live Aid, so it was kind of. It's a protest song. It's a classic protest song, and funnily enough, I think that the ideas that it's talking about really haven't changed that much. Here we are now in 2016, but we've still got nuclear weapons. We've still got a huge disparity between the West and the Third World, and it's the song is saying that what we need to do is sit down and talk to each other, human beings, not as Syrian refugees, but as human beings,
And there's a huge disparity between rich and poor within countries, and not just between the West and the other countries as well.
That's right.
It's good to protest. Let's hear Airwaves now.
Whose breath blows the clouds to bring us sun and rain? What force lives and carries seas through plants and back to earth again? Where is the messenger between the sun and earth? Like the thoughts inside our heads, which give our actions birth. I can feel on your wings, the FM microwave. Somehow I know something wrong. Something wrong. One love for the weak, one for the strong. I would need some real communication. Communication, you hear what I say? The wind which blows in Beijing is the same as Washington. And corporate greed brings down the trees. The rainforest could soon be gone. Starvation in the third world, while spacemen build their bombs. Is this communication? Well, if it is, I must be hearing wrong. I can feel
It's been great chatting to Roy, and fantastic to be able to play his lovely music on the airwaves. And there's more coming up later on in the programme.